Have you ever been driving down the highway and you get off at an exit that is not the right one? You get off at an exit that is too early and you don't take the highway far enough. Well, you don't simply make that exit or that town your new destination, do you? No. You find a way to get back onto the highway and keep going until you get to the right exit. I leave you with this image because many have gotten off at the wrong exit. How much do you know about the narrow road that leads to life? Broad is the way of destruction, and many enter therein. Narrow is the road that leads to life, and those who find it are few. Have you heard this? Have you heard that self-will is the enemy of God? Or that those who humble themselves are the ones who will be exalted? Today we talk a lot about love, but how much do we talk about hating our own life? As Jesus says, whoever doesn't hate his own life cannot be my disciple. We don't hear much of this, if ever. There's a principle in theology that grace builds on nature. So people learn of it and run with it, and they celebrate their human nature. But they do it to excess. They go overboard. They take this entirely in the wrong direction. Grace may build on nature, but grace doesn't build on fallen nature. Grace, with our cooperation, with our efforts at self-mortification, elevates and perfects our nature. But fallen nature, what most are celebrating today, which many have confounded with their true nature, can hinder grace. And this is what we're up against today. Self-will. Self-will is the enemy of God. Seldom do we hear this preached from the pulpit, but it's true. Our self is not the most reliable entity, not the most reliable reality, and exalting it will not get us any closer to heaven. Exalting ourselves, which is what many are doing today, is not the path to self-transcendence. And we were created not merely for self-acceptance, but self-transcendence. We are invited not to be self-like, but God-like. Not to be more full of ourselves, but selfless. Just for a moment, consider this. You're in a relationship, and you say to your partner, because you've heard this somewhere, God doesn't make mistakes, and I don't need to be fixed. Where have you been? This is fundamental. All of creation is fallen. All of creation is fallen and is in travail and groaning. And that is why we see evidence of evil in the world. That is why we see evidence of corruption in the world. And even AI gets this. I Googled this just the other day. Romans 8:19. This passage discusses the eager expectation of creation for the revealing of the sons of God. It describes how creation, subjected to futility, groans in anticipation of being liberated from its bondage to corruption and participating in the glorious freedom of God's children. AI gets it. Nature is fallen, and you are not perfect as you are. Many today will say, "Take me as I am. I am perfectly imperfect, and God loves me as I am." Well, God may love you as you are, but He loves you too much to allow yourself to remain as you are. God is not fooled. God is not deluded. You are the one who has gotten off at an exit far too early and have called it the destination. The truth is, your nature needs fixing, not celebrating, and your heart needs replacing. And you need to humble yourself, not exalt yourself. God knows this. So God, in His wisdom, gives us revelation and the law. He gives us this just to correct our mistaken mentality, our pride. While it may be true that whoever loves has fulfilled the law, there's just one catch. We're not talking here of you loving in whatever way it suits you to love, or you loving whatever you love in whatever way you love. We're talking of God loving in and through you, which means that you have to mortify you. St. Paul says, "Nothing good dwells in me, that is in my flesh." And this includes your mind, the desires in your heart. You see the dilemma? You need Christ's heart, not yours. Because out of your heart comes what? Out of the heart come evil thoughts, murder, adultery, fornication, theft, false witness, slander, etc. Why? Because creation is fallen. Now, if all of this comes forth from your heart, and your heart is fallen, not up to the task, then why are we celebrating it? Why are we idolizing it? Why are we deifying it? And why don't we just dump it? The truth is, we don't know how, or that we can or ought to. Preachers and teachers have so confused us. They speak of love, but they don't speak about inordinate love or inordinate self-love. They have been psychologized instead of spiritualized. Neither do these know how to find their way to the destination, and so they can't lead you, because they, like you, have gotten off at the wrong exit. The exit of self, of ego. They don't pray as they ought. They've not found their way to the prayer of the heart, which leads to the kingdom of heaven within. And this is the whole problem. We have to find our way to the heart, not to our heart, out of which flow all of these evil things, actually or potentially, but to Christ's heart. We don't need to put on more of ourselves. We need to put on Christ. And how do we do it? Well, the trick is we don't get off too early. We keep going. We go within, not to the destination where we currently are, not to where all of our thoughts, all of our imaginings, all of our desires, all of our psychology exist. But we go past all of that. We go past all of that to the kingdom of heaven within. We're talking about you going to your secret room and praying to the Father in secret. And the Father in secret rewarding you. Do it, and you will be rewarded with who you truly are. Go past all of the wrong exits. Interiorly, keep going. Keep going within. Past all of your thoughts, all of your opinions, all of your judgments, all of your prejudices, all of your ideas, all of your self-images. Keep going until you get to the destination, the heart. Let this quote from the Desert Fathers inspire you. He who always remains in his heart is remote from the attractions of this world, and walking in the Spirit can no longer experience carnal lusts. Such a man proceeds on his way and is protected by virtues. In other words, you overcome the world. As Jesus said, "Take heart, I have overcome the world." Well, we also are given this invitation to overcome the world. But we have to first discover, enter, and remain in the heart. And to do that, we have to go past all of the distraction, all of the noise. We have to go till we get to the silence and remain there in the heart, transcending ourselves. This is so seldom taught, and that is why we are more like beggars than princes. But we ought to be more like princes. We are so much like victims, victim of our own mentality. We don't know that we've received every spiritual blessing in the heavens and that God has made himself very accessible to us by placing his kingdom within us. And our King, Christ, within us. But we can't discover any of that until we enter the heart. And it will not be easy to enter the heart unless we've done our part. Because we can't serve two masters. We have to seek first the kingdom so that all else might be added to us. And the kingdom of heaven suffers violence, and it is the violent that take it by force. In other words, those who strive by all possible effort to keep going, to not get off at the wrong exit, to not get off too early, to not get off at the exit of ego. Keep going till you get to the kingdom within. If we don't get off at the wrong exit, but get back onto the narrow road that leads to life, we'll find our way to the kingdom of heaven within. And we ourselves, with Jesus, will overcome the world.